The path that will not work is the path I took, as always, straight down the middle. This will not work. This is what we tried all game, this did not work. Now in hindsight, it's obvious that this will not work, but we tried. Hello YouTube, welcome to today's video, hope you're having a great day. Hey, welcome to today's VOD review number 2. So remember, this is not Sojourn self-VOD review anymore, so it's the counter starts from the front, because we play all hit skins. The funny coincidence is that we actually will review still Sojourn gameplay anyway, because we played Sojourn. And the last loss, as far as I know. Let's see. Let's put myself aside, and no one's interested in my looks. Last time, the previous time we recorded, we had only wins. Now this time we had mostly losses, so we have a lot of stuff to review. Let me shortly think. Which gameplay do we actually want to review? I think we will review the Busan game. One interesting thing is that this Nepal game was also very interesting, despite it being a win, because it's basically playing with a triple stack. And there are some special tactics required to play with a triple stack. Okay, well, let's still review the Busan gameplay. I give you one specific tips against how to play against a triple stack or with a triple stack. Just ask me on stream. I can answer you some questions. There are some specific tactics applied. So why do I start here with Sojourn? I even do not know, honestly. Sojourn pick is not strictly better or worse than other picks, especially if you consider which tanks I have. Now I have a dive tank. And now here's the interesting thing. So this game, I think, was lost purely based on the character selection. Not strictly by me, but mostly by my main tank. And why? Because the main tank, as being the biggest force on the field, should dictate what the rest of the team plays, but because this is plat 1, no one follows, and so the tank is completely disconnected from the team. So the question is, should I have played Trace because this is dive? Yes and no. Dive with only 2 characters, as Trace is really iffy. The thing is that you kinda need the buddies in the field, in the action, to distract the enemies long enough for you to get enough value. Which is just not enough with one ball alone. Especially with the Anna Soldier Kiriko core, I would say in this case. I don't feel that it will be easy to dive. The thing is, the ball will around a lot faster than you can keep up with Tracer, while Anna is basically our anchor in the back, and we kind of need to play around where Anna's side lanes are, but then ball can slam wherever, and they will be always ping-ponging between both, so this kind of just doesn't work very easily. Also was the wrong button. Which is a little bit of a pity, otherwise this would be a good combo. But with this what we have, what is the win condition? Basically it's easy, clutch my railgun, and as soon as ball slams something, I go and railgun it, basically. That's all I need to do here. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, and here you see the first problem. Ball engages enemy Orisa face on and doesn't slam anything. The thing is, with this setup, you should not try to fight directly, you will just suffer. They will just out-trade your resources, because they trade more efficiently, so as long because realistically, ball shoots, Orisa shoots who wins, yeah, well, the Orisa, basically. And now we slam, but that's no resistance, there is nothing to railgun here. But I also would not have been in a position to railgun anything. What stunned the soldier? The spear, or the spear, okay. Even though it was not against the wall, he was stunned, okay. So, let's look at this from my perspective. So I have my railgun, but it doesn't appear that ball is going anywhere to slam anything soon. So we just fire it randomly into the Orisa. And mostly because we see Orisa isolated, so we should not try to overrun this target mostly. But we are too slow. The enemies just flank fully around the map and get access to our backline, while we still try to just shoot down the Orisa. And it's just not going to happen. This is just not going to happen. Now, after this engagement, where we played with ball, we see, okay, this dive engagement will not work. We need to change. Now, there are two things you can change. First is your character, and second is your playstyle. Or both. If you change character, you should also change your playstyle with it. Alternatively, we could now go to Ashe and play with our core, and just try to spam the enemies and reverse it. So we just spam and then hope that the ball finds an opening and just slams and kills something while we are spamming. It might also work. But realistically, I kind of need to go for solo assassination. Now the problem is, there's nothing on the enemy team that I can kill solo, right? I cannot easily attack the mercenary who will fly away. I can attack the research, many cools, and too much HP. The brick is something I can attack, but the Gantry has a shield, some survivability against my railgun. So I would kind of need to... Yeah, and really Sojourn, after a post-patch, Sojourn really kind of relies on charging the railgun on the tank. And I think this is why Sojourn is not the correct pick here anymore. Because basically I cannot go and contest the brick now alone without charging on the tank first. Now, you're still very efficient at Sojourn if you can charge your railgun, if you charge your railgun on the tank and then execute the squishy. But if you need to charge the squishy to begin with, you're kinda doomed, because every other character on the map is better than you. And remember that Pharah has then free access to shoot whatever she wants everywhere. Okay, Battle of Theory, here our tank died, so, no, our Enna died, sorry, not our tank died, our Enna died. So there's not much we do here, we just go for the next fight. Let's set the timer a little bit shorter while we are at it. Now we switch to Ashe, because I said we didn't have the solo contestability with Sojourn. With Ashe, you have some quite combos. You can double hit, like headshot by the shot with scope, or a double headshot with scoped unscoped, or dynamite headshot. You know, some things you can do. My problem here again, I'm too focused on the tank. Now, last time we had keeps the distance, and my distance is okay, but I'm too focused on the tank. Like, my ball will not do anything here. I should stop looking at him. He is not engaging in the fight. Like, spamming Hammond shots into Orisa is doing nothing. And the unlucky thing is that this guy is kind of absolutely not aware that there is a Pharah. And this is really strange for me. Because the thing is, against Pharah, if all of these people would just go to cover, you know, just stick to the wall, and then stick to this wall, and then roll out here, Pharah wouldn't actually be so strong, because then Pharah would need to overextend to find targets to shoot at, and then if she overextends, it's easy to farm her with my snipe. But instead, now to cover this Zen and Enna, I need to overextend, and so it's easy for the Pharah to farm me instead, and this is opposite. And this is a sad reality that in lower ranks against Pharah, it's not that Pharah itself is a problem, but that these guys kind of think, oh, there's be a hit shooting the Pharah. Yeah, but the positioning of the support is actively countering your own hit scan. Like, yeah, basically, yes. So if you are playing anything that can't shoot a Pharah, don't make yourself an easy target for Pharah. Then your hit scan has a lot easier time to contest the Pharah. Because then Pharah needs to overextend to get any value or fight the hit scan directly, which is also in your favor, because then yeah, it's not you who get shot, but actually the guy who can fight Pharah very well. Yeah, but nevertheless, the enemies get picks before we can get picks. And I should have shot the Pharah earlier. As there was no reason for me to synchronize with my main tank, there was nothing going on. This was my mistake. And my first idea was that I shoot the same targets as my tank, and this didn't work because Hammond doesn't do any damage. And this I could have known before. I don't have much experience playing with Hammond because he's mostly not played because he's in a very bad position. He's not very strong right now. But I should have known that Hammond just doesn't have the damage output to really push a horse back through chokes. It's not going to happen. So I need to kite around the main tank and shoot everything I can where my shots actually do something. So let's go back. What exactly should I have done before my... Let's go even further back. Okay, further back. Okay, so here I leave spawn. What should I do? Well, first thing is, understand where your tank is attacking or your team, and then get sidelines and decide your positioning around that. Okay, so my team is here, contesting this point. We now take as reference. So from this we take our distance. So I can play inside here, which is very strong against Pharah. I can go left. I can go here. I can go right side here. even though then I can only see the tank, and I can go from this side, shoot something from here, I can go flank further around. So there is not really a good position here, but let's see. So here we see a Pharah. So we already know where Pharah is. Try to pressure them as much as we can, but we fail. Now we're stuck in the center. Now the thing is that I'm not really engaging onto anything here because I'm scoped down, slowed down. And so I think here, instead of shooting at the tank, I think I should have just took a better position. And I think the better position would be really where my soldiers mostly. I'll cover my soldier. I would have found Pharah on the way there, but even if I don't find Pharah, I get sidelines to everything there, and I would pull my team behind me basically. Because this is just a waste of time right now. Waste of shots, waste of time, I need to reload half an hour, so every shot needs to count, right? So this one's lost. I think we died again. Now the ult, we die again. And this is a repeated pattern. There is really just nothing happening. We just leave spawn and we die, basically. See, at this point I could have really stayed in spawn and just looted the Pharah, right? So I think I should really have switched to hunt the Pharah in this case. Something I should have done. Because I think if I pressure Pharah away, they will not get killed so easy anymore. The thing is that we will still die to Pharah railgun combo or something like that. But then we would have more time to find our own combos like anti-nade, like a Discord orb. There's literally nothing going on besides me standing there shooting the enemy tank. So I really need to get a character to hunt for my own targets here. Now the question is, which hit scan is actually best for this situation? Like, Sojourn has a weakness, no easy shots on Pharah and needs to build up for a combo. Ashe has a lack of fast mobility, so like fast angle changes. Soldier would be a good pick, but it's already picked. Tracer is a little bit too squishy because against Sojourn or random Pharah hits will take me out. Even though Tracer might have been a good alternative, but there is nothing on the enemy team that I can one clip easy. So I'm kind of really limited here, or even than something like a Bastion or Reaper. But then again, nothing I can contest easily. So Ashe, I think, is still the best pick, even though it's a little bit hard to play, because my Bob should get higher value, basically. So I just loot tank, farm Bob, even though farming ults on tanks is a little bit awkward because I have the ult charge resistance, right? So actually finding my off angles on the switches would be the best thing here. So especially in this situation, now we can really flank around. Bad at Warzone. Okay. Nice name. How did Anna land up on the front line? Oh, they just walked there. Okay. Yeah. So basically we were not aggressive enough trying to find our own angles. I needed to really go for solo flanks basically in this case. Okay, Bob got some value. But it was too late, not enough value. Okay. So that's really it. We need more aggressive angles. So let's look at the team fights and which angles I could have taken. This is the first team fight, this one we ignore. Is this still the first team fight? Now, here we are. So here I just walk out of spawn, so there's nothing to decide here. So here, the very first angle I should try it is basically really decide two things. Either you go on the through the left door here, because you go basically through here. Here you have a mini Haspec. You can look out the window. You can look out the door, shoot the Pharah. You can then go close to the wall, go here, shoot the brick, shoot Mercy, and coach can basically back to either this mini Haspec below my icon or back to the mega Haspec back there. This would be pass 1, which would be good. Alternatively, you can go on the right side, so leave spawn on the right, zoom right here, shoot over the stairs. This would again, you have crossfire with your other teammates, so you have Sojourn shooting from here, you have Ash shooting from here, so that's a good crossfire through the tank, so there's not real cover for the enemy team behind the enemy tank. And then you can go for this mega, shoot again from here, from the stairs, like this good vertical cover, and then continue to rotate to this mini Haspec back there and shoot onto the point. Like these two paths are open for you. The path that will not work is the path I took, as always, straight down the middle. This will not work. This is what we tried all game, this did not work. Now in hindsight it's obvious that this will not work, but we tried. And the thing I think I can leave is the exact same drawing on the screen for the next fight, and it will be exactly the same. So again, what's happening here? Oh, let's not turn my screen, so my drawings get confused. So we are back on main. I think you can see my mouse, right? We are back on main, and we shoot down main. And this is the thing that's not going to work. Go left and go right. And again, why is going for aggressive flanks the correct play here? Because Hammond frontline is weaker than Orisa frontline. If we clash frontline to frontline, our team loses by default. So we do something else. That is all. If we have Reinhardt or Ramatra or Sigma or anything that can actually hold frontline and enable you to spam, you can try playing main. Because then you don't have the risk. You can just aim well, outsnipe the enemies, punish them for peeking the main, and outsnipe them. Because they have Pharah Sojourn, you will outsnipe them. But here, outsniping the enemy DPS is not working because we are not even getting access to the DPS because our tank cannot engage the Orisa because we have Hammond against Orisa. So in this case, go out, go more aggressive angles from the outside, and so go outside and shoot into the inside. This is my camera, so right? If my microphone is now the goal, you always go around this and you always look into the center. And you go as far out as you need it, but then you have to orient around Haspecs, around cover, and just execute well because you need to survive on these aggressive angles on your own for quite some time. Every second you survive is important because, well, first it gives you access to easy headshots. Second, it pushes enemies away to some direction, so it gets easy headshots for your teammates or maybe your tank. Third, it takes away enemy attention from the center, so they need to divert attention, and then maybe they do it wrong, and then you get less pressure on your front, and then maybe your front can win. And so on. So there are many advantages, but you need to be careful when to use it. Like you can also use it if you are a Grandmaster player and you're playing in a bronze lobby. You can also do it because then you will just kill everything. But you don't need to kill everything. It's okay if you just damage, if you pressure, if you stay alive and stay a menace in their side, a thorn in the side. It will work out for you. So this will be my VOD review for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.